Hey everyone, it's Justin. Thank you for watching and welcome to my house. In this video, it's time for SSH version 3312023 or ServiceNow Store Highlights March 31st, 2023 edition. We've got quite a big one for you this time. I'll show you the stats here at the top. I've got 62 total applications. You can see them right there. 9 new releases, 26 highlights, 1 eensy-weensy compatibility update, compatible with Utah, 19 fixes. There were a lot of fixes from ServiceNow related to, I'm guessing, the official GA of Utah, but not as many as I was expecting, but there were 19 of them, including ServiceNow. And there were 7 release notes fails. Wah, wah, wah. We'll start with the release notes fails and get those out of the way. Let's go ahead and apply that filter. Here's the list of shame: CHRO dashboard, Deruva, Omada service catalog, Sentinel One app for security incident response, Service Graph connector for Puppet, Trivium Desk for Teams, and ZTAP Sync for security operations. All had release notes fails. If this is your first time watching the video, I'll show you what a release note fail is. It's basically when I have no idea what to tell you is in this new release because it came out and there's no details. So if you're using one of these apps that's in the release note fails list, you're out of luck. It doesn't tell you what's actually fixed. So you may just want to put it in subprod and then see what happens if that's what you want to do. Next, we'll go to compatibility updates. There's just one HipLink unified IT alerting, upgraded again to Utah compatibility. So if you have already upgraded or you want to and you're using this, you might want to go check that out. Next on the list is going to be the fixes. That should be pretty easy here. Like I said, lots of ServiceNow ones, but we'll go through them. Agent Client Collector Framework, CMDB page templates, Cohesity, anti-ransomware, data loss prevention, incident response, DeepL translator service spoke by TM Labs, expanded model and asset classes, FDIH dashboard or Flow Designer Integration Hub dashboard, IBM license compliant for software asset something ... network inventory advanced, network inventory core, network inventory workspace, portfolio planning, RPA hub, security incident response UI, service graph connector for observability. I'm going to have to hover over that one because I know there's more after that. For observability, Dynatrace, success factors spoke, user experience analytics, platform analytics, something, data analytics integration. I've seen that, and the part doesn't mean what you think it does. Vulnerability response and configuration compliance for containers, and ZTAP Sync all had fixes in this one, and that leaves us with the best part here: the new releases. What's new in the ServiceNow Store since our last episode? We'll start with the first one. Advania Connected Aftermarket optimizes digital workflows for the industrial aftermarket to create great experiences and unlock productivity for the industrial manufacturing sector. Key features: functional dealer reseller support, workshop operations, proactive product data monitoring, fleet management, downtime management, campaigns, claims and warranty management, quality management, rule engine, and proactive maintenance. Some of the technical features there: workflow and flow designer, CMDB, SLAs, knowledge, reports, Google Maps integration, and Internet of Things. I don't know what that means all by itself, Internet of Things, but there's no pictures on this one, but that's what's new from Advania Svierge AB. This is obviously a different language, but Advania Connected Aftermarket. Next on our list is going to be Aisera AI Assist, intelligent automation for instant ticket resolution and improved agent productivity. Let's scroll down here to the key features. They include automatic classification and routing, autonomous and semi-autonomous mode for ticket resolution, AI-powered recommendations of knowledge, similar tickets, resolution notes, macros, and next best actions to boost productivity, continuous learning from past tickets and conversations, and fully integrated and customizable UI widget for ServiceNow. Let's take a look at some of these screenshots we've got here. That's an interesting screenshot. They went through and redacted the other menu items, like in an editor or something. It almost looks like a mock-up or something. But anyways, me and Justin getting carried away. So this is an incident, and it looks like this is showing the AI Assist here on the right-hand side. Even shows confidence in some of the recommendations it's making for assignment group, CI, category, subcategory, next best action, and priority. Pretty cool screenshot there. doctored as it is. There's a Aisera ticket AI resolution and recommendations. Looks like we just zoomed in on the part that I was just highlighting. And there is another one, similar tickets and incidents. What was that last one? That would be the title. Confidence thresholds to assist agents, similar tickets and incidents. And there's the video for that new application from Aisera Inc. Aisera? I'm just messing up the name. Sorry, everybody. Leave me a note down in the comments. How do I pronounce that word? Next on our list, Deloitte FastFoward FX. No, wait. Deloitte FastFoward EX, powered by ServiceNow. Ignite the future of work with a modern digital experience. Key features: an HR portal with best-in-class user experience, predefined HR services, HR service template, mobile app configured for day one, user-friendly knowledge structure, HR service catalog taxonomy, pre-configured workflow based on best-in-class HR processes, technical features, HCM integrations, data archiving and purging, and a mobile app configuration. Let's scroll up. We don't have any pictures, but that's what's new from Deloitte Consulting for FastFoward EX, powered by ServiceNow. Up next on the new list is going to be Expander Configuration Compliance, an integration for importing your Expander issues into ServiceNow Configuration Compliance. Let's see, key features: import Expander policies, import Expander issues, frequency of injects can be adjusted ingests can be adjusted in the guided setup, configurations or configuration item or CI lookup rules, and tracking status of vulnerability runs. Let's take a look at those screenshots. There's some configuration items. Here's a screenshot of the Expander Configuration Compliance source, looking at a test result, the test and the test result. Let's see, domain control validated certificate, and some configuration tests, and back to our configuration items, looks like. So those are the screenshots from Palo Alto Networks for Expander Configuration Compliance. Next on our list is going to be EJ2 Communications. Nope, that's who produces the application. Let's try Flashpoint for threat intelligence, indicators of compromise, and finished intelligence reports. Look at the key features there. Import Flashpoint technical indicators to ServiceNow's threat intelligence. Pivot directly into Flashpoint finished intelligence reports. Look up an indicator of compromise to see if Flashpoint has determined it to be a valid threat. And enrich an IOC with additional contextual information from Flashpoint. Let's take a look at those pictures. This is the setup where you configure your token in order to authorize it. Here's the indicator of compromise screenshot and the related observables down the bottom. Here's an observable being flagged as a malicious one. It looks like a URL. And here's the token again for configuring the service. So that's interesting. 2 screenshots for configuring and 2 actual screenshots of functionality. But that's it from EJ2 Communications for Flashpoint for threat intelligence. Next on our list, GlobalSign's Atlas PKIaaS connector. Boy, that's a big mouthful. Whoops, I clicked on the wrong thing. So this is simplify your digital certificate request process. Key features: it acts as a toolkit that simplifies the way users manage certificate requests within their environment, delivers flexibility. IT administrators can create workflows around permission and approval processes, request, issue, retrieve, and revoke SSL and TLS certificates, including domain validated, organization validated, extended validation for all types of cases, manage user-driven certificate requests within approval workflows, ability to customize the connection or action items to suit operational requirements, and create workflows in ServiceNow to integrate with additional IT service management processes. Let's take a look at their screenshots. Here we have some rhythms or requested items, and notice there in the middle third column the certificate number and the status of those certificates being revoked. We've got the common name for those certificates, the actual file that's been downloaded. So quite a lot going there on a rhythm. That's interesting. A rhythm requested certificates view on an actual rhythm. Let's see what else we got. Oop, I went around screen there. There's a workflow in Flow Designer. That's the execution history or execution details of certificates issued. Here is the revoked certificate service catalog item where they put in the certificate number, revocation reason, and key compromise attestation, more information. And let's see what else we got here. This is a flow to revoke a certificate, showing there the login if it's successful. There's a payload helper, revoke the certificate. If it's successful, find it, update the requested item record. So cool little flow there. Here is a catalog item for requesting a TLS certificate, asking for the common name, the organizational unit, the CSR, email information. And let's see, I got another flow here, and we're down to the same view of that one. So that's new from GlobalSign Limited, GlobalSign's Atlas PKIaaS connector. Next on our list is going to be Nicus Cost Transparency, market-leading ITFM and TBM solution to analyze, optimize, and collaborate. That looks familiar. Cost modeling, unit costs and drivers, rate setting, bill of IT, automated invoicing, modifiable for your organization's brand, and seamless integration with ServiceNow data. Let's take a look at the pictures. I'm telling you, this looks familiar. There's the app overview, and there is the cost model overview, and there's the bill of IT overview, and there's a video. Now, I'm going to test my theory here. You're going to get to see a little bit of how the sausage is made here. That is Nicus Cost Transparency. I swear this has been in an episode, so let's just search on that. I'm going to do Nicus. It was. So Nicus Core was released in our second to last episode, so 2 weeks ago, at SSH version 317, and that had the same screenshots, because I remember seeing all those. There it is. There's the same screenshots. There's the same information there, and there's the same features. Okay, so it wasn't just me. I was having deja vu for a good reason. So this must be the core application, and this application, the cost transparency, must sit on top of that. That's my guess. I'm not an expert, but I knew that looked familiar. So thank goodness for database tables and everything there. So let's get back to this week's episode of SSH. We'll go to 331, and we were looking at the new releases. All right, next on the list, Process Optimizer. This is new from Metricus Party Limited, PTY. Visualize task processes, enabling compliance monitoring, symbolization, and optimization of cost and analysis of automation opportunities. Wow, those visuals look pretty cool. Let's see, Process Optimizer, definition of multiple types of activities, incremental and full processing option, as well as schedule generation of all activities, steps, and variants, automatic detection of rework loops, the ability to merge events related to activities occurring at the same time, ability to export process mining, event logs, and task attributes. In the visualizer, engaging interactive visualization process, that's probably what I saw in the pictures, slicing of steps, activities, and variants, filtering of the event log, highlighting of rework loops, duplicate steps, simulation and what-if analysis, compliance analysis, ability to simulate effects and benefits, history and attribute-driven analytics, ability to save and reload, ability to load external data. Lots and lots going on in this application. Let's take a look at the screenshots. Ooh, that's a pretty picture. We've got a process optimization or a process flow diagram there with lots of configurables. See all the variants of that process. That's pretty neat. Let's see. Did I skip one here? Yeah, I skipped one. There's a bar chart showing the variant life cycle. Here is a duration histogram for the task for the selected variants. And here is a list, pivot table maybe, of the categories and the rules and the tasks. This is way over my head, but really cool process optimization stuff. Here's another pretty metric chart around tasks, and it looks like task and maybe groups and the type or category of something coming in there, it looks like. Now we've got another screenshot of more cool stuff to look at that I'm not an expert in, so I'm going to shut up before I say something that's not true, and I'm just going to click through these. Amazing documentation. Whoever this team is that did this app, thank you for including all of this. You make my job a lot easier. There's an activity inbound step analysis for all variants. Wow, an incredible application. Step performance rules and a video. I bet the video is pretty cool, but we're not going to play it in this video. But that's new Process Optimizer from Metricus Pty Ltd. That is pretty cool. Next and last on our new releases is Sakon Mobile, by Global Sourcing Group DBA Sakon.com, and this one is a smarter unified experience for mobility. Key features: unified self-service experience in ServiceNow to order and manage mobile devices and services, request management, approver and user eligibility workflows, request tracking, and accurate and reconciled inventory data for devices, both connected and not connected. Let's take a look at those screenshots here. I've got a service portal catalog items. You can see all the things you can do there for adding and changing plans, lost and stolen devices, replacing devices. Good healthy little catalog there. Next screenshot is going to be mobile devices and services catalog item, requested for, requested by, and fields to fill out. There's another one for traveling and adding changing international service, and there's back to the catalog. So great screenshots there from Sakon Mobile, and that is the end of our new releases. Okay, everyone, let's take a look at the highlights for this episode. So we'll switch here to highlights. We have 26 of them. That's quite a bit to get through, so let's get started. Most of these were worth highlighting, so let's take Cisco PLSS version 1.9.5. Additional language support, view Cisco task button, Cisco task properties, allow partner to request closure of escalated attack case, source code and scripts require admin access, custom workspaces, mapping of ticket status between parent ticket and Cisco, modification to the Cisco task form, additional information in the Cisco task form within a custom workspace, Cisco remarks, and incident state field selection on properties page. So 11 new updates in this major release from Cisco PLSS. Next on our list is going to be Citrix version 23.3.0. You can see here minor release for March 23rd. They've changed their numbering on the versions. That's why it looks a bit funny on the screen with all this Rome stuff up here. But retention policy for Citrix alerts and notifications, integration with status.cloud.com, all-in-one self-service, ability to manually refresh all VDA records, and custom activity for retrieving license usage data, and a new input variable for VDA-related custom activities. So that's what's new from customer or Citrix IT Service Management Connector. Next on our list of highlights, CMDB CI class models from ServiceNow version 1.45.0. New Cloud Foundry Discovery, droplets are added to Discovery, support for commercial software class definitions, and fix the UI page ACL for NIDS, delete confirmation is added. Next on our list of highlights will be configuration compliance, also from ServiceNow version 14.7.5. Change the system property auto_defer_result_in_active_exception_window is now set to false. So that's to auto defer the test result in active exception window to false. Fix the unassigned button on test result groups that was not working earlier. This has been fixed. So that's configuration and compliance updates from ServiceNow. Up next, discovery and service mapping patterns version 1.3.0. Oh boy, this is a lot. So new Azure Event Collection and Processing, collecting events across multiple subscriptions, replacing old approach of event collection, deletion strategy has been added, disable alerts configuration while migrating, installed software records, GCP Cloud Discovery, Citrix Zen Hyper-V extension, change Azure inventory pattern, Cloud Foundry pattern, and Kubernetes. A bunch of stuff there. You can read it there. I'm not going to try to talk through all that or I'll lose my voice. But a bunch of new stuff for Kubernetes. Then we've got AWS and Azure. The discovery failed after CAPI due to the pattern migration. AWS, a bunch of stuff there. Azure, Google Cloud Platform, Microsoft CA, Zookeeper, Service Pattern, Rubric Node, Oracle Pattern, Oracle Databases, Network Router. All right, everybody. So this says minor release. If you're using Discovery and Service Mapping Patterns, which if you're using Discovery, I'm sure you're using this piece. Lots of updates in that one, so go take a look at that from ServiceNow. Next, Document Intelligence Admin, also from ServiceNow, version 1.1.0. New embedded help directly within the application. Change ability to set up use cases that involve checkbox extraction, and fix the inability to select target fields from the fields group target table and various user experience issues. Next, Fujitsu Stanza had an update to version 1.8.0, and they made UI actions available for use in the workspace UI. it was almost like a minor fix, but it was enough that, hey, that's a big deal, bring it into the workspace. So I included that in the highlights. Next on our list is going to be IBM QRadar integration for security operations, version 10.3.3, added changes to support the security incident response workspace. Next up is going to be integrations common for CMDB, another ServiceNow application, version 2.9.2. New mappings coverage tool, add common connection table framework, add common operation to look up a CI, migrated common ADM code and integration commons, and software removal, created a common API to remove update records based on the last scan on the sysobject sysobject source fields. Next, mobile SDK libraries for Android and iOS. These are going to be very similar, so I included both of them. Added enhanced theming capabilities, some defects on the Android side, uploading files in web views, and web views refresh when navigating away from app and back. Let's take a look at the iOS version of that. It should be mostly the same but slightly different. Enhanced theming capabilities, the same. Different, fix the notification sound not playing from web views. Alright, next from New Lab, or the New Lab application from Karelia Tech, version 2.4.0, contains major updates, enhanced protocol, preparation, security, and some bug fixes. Next, Qualys integration for security operations, version 12.7.3, fixed for Qualys. The Qualys host detection integration was updated to use the parameter detection processed after instead of detection updated since. However, using this parameter was retrieving more than the delta data, increasing the duration of the integration runs. So I left this in. This is technically a fix, but it was significant in that if you went to version, 12.6, you might be having some issues with that integration, so pay attention to these details here, and you may want to update that. Alright, up next is going to be the RPA plugin and bundle from ServiceNow, version 4.1.10. Fixed an issue with upload attachment, Windows connector, get screenshot method, save component, an issue with the isNull or empty component, and an issue to recapture an element in the universal app connector. So some nice fixes there. Not just something minor, a bunch of stuff in there. So if you're using the RPA, or robotic process automation from ServiceNow, you may want to check that out. Now let's do the service graph connectors from ServiceNow for Microsoft Azure version 1.3.0. Added server classifications for Windows and Linux, populated cloud bardware type table. Is that real? Should it say hardware? I'm going with hardware. Leave me a note in the comments. Is it bardware or hardware? Populated data center with CMDB CI Azure Data Center table instead of CMDB CI Logical Data Center, and fix the optimized cloud hardware pool by using single subscription. Next service graph connector is going to be Microsoft Intune version 2.2.1, enhanced Intune by bringing attributes for devices, last sync date time, Azure AD registered, manager device owner type is supervised, user principal name is encrypted, and management agent added support for software removal, and mapped IP addresses with wired IPv4 addresses device attribute. Next service graph connector is going to be SCCM, also Microsoft version 3.3.0, fixed remove dots from field names, fixed issue updating service graph connector SCCM SAM PSW usage record, fixed issue aggregating usage time, and remove hard-coded value to provide flexibility to run software usage for a given month. Next service graph connector is going to be observability for Datadog. This is technically in ServiceNow's language a new release, but my database shows this was actually an Innovation Lab offering prior to it being its own application that is now supported. So it's now not an Innovation Lab offering. The key features there, importing data and CIs from Datadog. So you've probably seen this in a previous episode of SSH. ServiceNow is calling this an initial release, but you saw there in the versions that it's not initial release. Let's actually take a look at it so you don't think I'm yanking your chain. If you see down in here in the version histories, I've got 1.2.1, 1.1.0, and 1.0.1, and initial lab release, the Innovation Lab. So this release is the initial public release, and it happened on March 28th is when I found it. So that is new. Slash an update to an existing version. So it's going to be the same one for the next one, service graph connector for observability, New Relic, also version 1.2.1. They're calling it initial release, but this is just like the other one. It's not initial release, it's an updated application. All right, up next, service graph connector for Tanium Version 1.4.0 fixed additional support to handle empty responses from Tanium, new pull TCP and running process data, support application dependency mapping, and pagination for application data source. All right, we got just a couple more here, 6 more to be exact. Service Operations Workspace Express List 0.5.6 fixed. Impacted services, duration column, blank page after reload or after initial load, fixing applied conditions, link to a group of alerts is missing, alerts do not show when default conditions are removed, show matching filter out options are missing, actions on secondary alerts are missing, tooltip on the applied condition is missing, and some styling issues. So that's new and updated. This is an Innovation Lab offering. There is another related app. This is an app shell for the app that I just showed you. So nothing really to see here other than the other one got updated, so this got updated. Up next is SMS Notify. That's version 1.3.1. Fixed an issue with undeliverable messages with a cause of flow not to be completed, and added unsuccessful SMS field count, as well as related list that displays a list of messages where the status was undeliverable. Next is Tenable for Assets. Service Graph Certified. Version 5.0.0. ServiceNow Operational Technology OT certified, additional OTCI classes added, and repaired issue where OTCIs were not importing to the correct class. Next, Tier 44 Global Energy Intelligence with Digital Employees version 5.2.0 updates the components from the 5.1 release to allow for clear text passwords and community strings, and encrypts the entire script payload rather than just the sensitive parts. This is a big deal, everybody. This is a security fix. It's not just some minor fix, and that's the big part you want to pay attention to in that blue box there. And then they just repeat the example components from the last update or release notes that were there. So this is the important part for you to know about if you're using the Tier 44 Global Energy. We're trying to close the right thing here. Global Energy. I think I just closed my presenter thing. Last on the list, Visibility Content by ServiceNow, version 6.9.0. Fixed Linux Server Discovery, issue with MS SQL instance, discovery pattern web logic was capturing incorrect number, discovery of NS lookup was failing, PostgreSQL instance was not defining the entry point instance, Cassandra distributed DB pattern, the IRE payload was missing matching attributes, Windows network adapters were filtered by the wrong logical operator, AWS Elastic Load Balancing service pattern did not create a connection, Docker pattern for XAS SAM, container environment variables collected, security bug ACL bypass via ignore UI action button, and security bug missing out of the box report ACLs for platform tables, and that is the visibility content update from ServiceNow. That concludes our ServiceNow Store Highlights episode for March 31st, 2023. Let's recap. 62 updated applications, 9 new releases. You just got through 26 highlights, 1 compatibility update, 19 fixes, and 7 release notes fails. That is it. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please like, please subscribe, or share with somebody who you think might be interested in what the heck is getting updated in the ServiceNow Store. And until next time, don't forget to always be learning.